If you've ever went to your mailbox and saw a letter from the IRS, I am sure that you were in complete panic, but it does not have to be that way. You're not alone. And when you receive a letter from the IRS, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are in trouble. There are thousands of people that receive letters from the IRS every year, and many of them are just simple fixes or inquiries about things that are going on. So in this video, I am going to walk you through exactly what you should do if you get a letter from the IRS. If you are new to my channel, my name is Keisha Rondino. I am a real estate and business CPA and tax strategist, and I teach you how to use the tax code so you can pay less in taxes, keep more of the money you make, and build wealth in your business and your investments. So if you want smart tax strategies and real talk about money, the IRS, and taxes in general, make sure that you like this video and you subscribe. Okay, first things first. If you receive a letter from the IRS, the first thing you want to do is open it. I know that's not your first instinct to open it. Your first instinct is to ignore it, but trust me, that is only going to make things worse. You want to know what the letter says. Most IRS notices are not audits. It can be something as simple as that they had to make a math correction, or you had some missing forms, or they require some type of clarification for something that you reported, or they're saying that they made a change to your return. It can be a number of things, but if you don't know, then you don't know how to fix it. Now, when you receive a letter, it is always going to include a notice number. So it can be something such as a CP 2000 or a CP 501. Also going to tell you the tax year that it applies to. And it's also going to tell you any action that you may need to take based on the situation. And many people don't think of this, but you also want to keep the envelope that it comes in, because many times it is postmarked. And that postmark date can help you down the line if you ever have to verify timetable when you may have received something or when something may have been sent out. So keep the letter, but also keep the envelope that the letter came in as well. The second thing is, as you are reviewing the notice, make sure you understand what it's saying. As you are reading it, you're going to see what the IRS believes is wrong. If they made any change, they're going to explain to you the changes that were made, and they're also going to tell you what is requested of you. So you want to understand what that means so you can know the right things to do. When you look at the notice number, that notice number is going to give you some indication of what the notice is about. It also may speak of the amount. And so if there's any amounts that are in questions, maybe amounts that they are refunding to you, or even amounts that are owed to them, it is going to be indicated on that letter. There is also going to be a due date of when you need to respond to them, or how you want to communicate with them based on what the situation is. And when you're reading the letter, if you still don't really know what the letter is saying, you can always go to www.irs.gov/notice and type in your notice number, and that is going to explain exactly what the notice is about. It's also important to stay calm when you receive these letters, because it's not always bad. A letter from the IRS doesn't necessarily mean that you are in trouble. Sometimes they may send out an informational letter where they're just basically letting you know about something that took place, like maybe confirming a payment or confirming that they received your filing. It can be an adjustment notice, meaning that the IRS made a change or a correction or found something that had been missing. Or it can be a request letter, meaning that they're asking for documents and forms and explanations for items that were reported on the tax filing. Now, if you receive a notice and it says that you owe them money, you want to confirm that that is correct. Because believe it or not, the IRS does make mistakes as well. You can't just assume that they are automatically correct. Based on the information that they provide to you, you want to cross-check it with your original tax return. You want to pull any W-2s you may have, any 1099s that you have, and any supporting documents for any deductions that you may have reported. And you want to compare it line by line. So whatever your records say, you want to cross-reference that with what has been reported to them. A lot of times the IRS may not have all the information, so your calculations may be different than their calculation. You may have filed everything correctly, but there may be a third party that may have submitted some corrected information or may have submitted some information after you submitted your tax filing. So therefore, the IRS may look at it as being a mismatch. If the information that they have is correct, then you may have to make arrangements to pay. If the information that they have is not correct, then you can respond to it and you can dispute it. Now, if you disagree with it, don't hesitate to let them know. There will be contact information on that notice that will tell you how to respond to them. You can give them a call. You can write a letter explaining that you do disagree. You can include a copy of the notice and any supporting documentation that shows that what they have is incorrect. You will want to send it back to the address that is on the notice. And I always say, if you're going to mail anything to the IRS, you want to mail it certified so you have proof that it was actually delivered, it was actually received. Now, with these letters, you don't want to take a very long time if you need to respond to them. Usually there is a time frame of roughly 30 days in order to respond if you disagree, but check the notice and make sure you're in the timeline of when they request for you to respond to them. If you review the notice and you realize that you actually do owe them an amount that they are requesting, you want to go on ahead and make that payment. If you don't have the money at that particular time to make the payment, you want to set up a payment plan. You want to communicate with them that you are not prepared to pay them. You don't want to not communicate with them, because as they're sending you letters, you are now on their radar. And so avoiding them is the worst thing that you can do. Give them a call, go online, set up a payment plan, apply to have it reduced. And if you can't pay it all, you need to respond anyway, because ignoring it can make it a lot worse. And if you need help navigating it, this is where your CPA or someone like myself can step in and help you navigate it. So here's the bottom line. If you receive a letter from the IRS, don't panic and do not ignore it. You want to read it, you want to understand it, and you want to respond on time. If you are unsure how to handle it, or you just want a second set of eyes to take a look at it to make sure that you are understanding what the letter says, use the link in the box below to schedule a call with my team. We will help you understand what the notice says, check for errors, and ensure that you're responding the right way in a timely fashion. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has helped relieve some of your IRS stress, make sure you like and you subscribe. And if you want more tax strategies or more topics that you wish for me to discuss, make sure that you leave them in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.